Have you ever felt the overwhelming burden of emotional attachment, feeling trapped in a cycle of attachment that seems impossible to break out of? It's a common struggle that can leave you feeling powerless and stuck. The weight of emotions attached to people, situations, or outcomes can feel suffocating and dictate our happiness and self-esteem. But here's the silver lining. Change is not only possible, it's within your reach. Drawing wisdom from ancient Stoic philosophers like Marcus Aurelius and Seneca, we reveal the key to mastering the art of detachment and freeing ourselves from the emotional chains that bind us. With its practical wisdom and timeless principles, Stoicism offers a path to emotional freedom that transcends the challenges of our modern lives. These philosophers did not only philosophize in ivory towers, they have lived through turbulent times and faced adversity and personal struggles with resilience and clarity. In this groundbreaking video, we embark on a journey guided by these Stoics. Together, we explore how to apply this knowledge to navigate the complexities of attachment and find a deep sense of inner peace and clarity. Whether you're struggling to let go of a past relationship, overcome the fear of failure, or break free from societal expectations, Stoicism offers practical tools for regaining emotional autonomy and rediscovering what's truly important in your life. Join us as we explore the deep principles of Stoicism, unravel the art of detachment, and empower you to develop a mindset that promotes resilience, authenticity, and deep emotional fulfillment. If you are ready to break free from the shackles of emotional attachment and embrace a life guided by inner strength and clarity, then this video is for you. Let's begin this journey together to a more liberated and fulfilling existence. In this groundbreaking video, we explore the deep principles of Stoicism that will guide you on your journey to emotional freedom. By applying these timeless teachings, you'll find practical and healthy strategies for letting go of something or someone weighing heavily on your mind. Say goodbye to the mental shackles of attachment and embrace a new sense of clarity and focus on what is truly important in your life. If you believe in the power of personal growth and are ready to break free from the shackles of emotional attachment, this video is for you. Let's get started on Power of Release. Why is subtraction important? Think about it. When we hold on to people or situations too tightly, they begin to control us. It's like giving someone else the remote control for your emotions and letting them flip through the channels as they wish. Their influence can dictate your happiness, sadness, and in extreme cases make people make irreversible decisions. Breaking up doesn't mean you stop caring. It means giving proper weight to things that are out of your control. Imagine that your emotions are like a kite. This may sound weird now, but stay with me. Each string attached to something or something represents a possible direction in which your emotions can be pulled. If you hold too many lines or hold one too tightly, you will be in the wind's favor. Stoicism teaches us to loosen our grip, to realize that while we cannot control the wind, we can decide which ropes we hold. It doesn't make you cold or indifferent. It makes you formidable and flexible. Let's get a little more practical. First, identify what or who you are overly attached to. Next, ask yourself why. Are you looking for peace of mind, fear of loneliness, or something else? Understanding the root of attachment is the first step to loosening its grip. Now engage in an activity that fills you with a sense of purpose and satisfaction. The goal is to rebuild the foundation of your happiness based on your own abilities, not external validation. This is how you develop resilience from Stoicism, finding contentment and strength within yourself, regardless of external circumstances. Remember that detachment does not make you less empathetic or compassionate, nor do you lack feelings or relationships. On the contrary, it allows you to provide real care without exhausting yourself. It teaches you to love yourself without losing yourself in the process. This practice of the Stoics is not only about people, it is also a distancing of results. Strive for excellence, but don't base your self-esteem on results. When you disconnect in a healthy way, you give yourself the freedom to experience the full spectrum of life without letting one experience or person anchor you. Detachment essentially sets you free to add insight. You must understand that when you are attached to someone, you are acting out of your ego. Let's take things back to the basics. We are creatures of love in the heart. Think of a newborn baby, radiating joy untouched by the complexity of the ego. But as we get older, our ego takes the driver's seat and clutters our lives with attachments. These attachments, whether to people or to ideals, cloud our judgment and remove us from our essence, which is love. Attachment is a game of the ego, the opposite of love and complacency. When we step back and look at our desires and relationships through this lens, we begin to see the unnecessary weight they add to our lives. Now imagine a life lived from a place of love, not ego. Imagine the freedom of not clinging hopelessly to outcomes, people, or situations. Living from love allows you to trust in abundance, to truly believe that what is meant for you will find its way. This is not wishful thinking. It is a deeply held belief in one's personal worth and abilities. It allows you to let go and realize that attachments are just anchors that limit the vast ocean you intend to explore. So how can we begin to untangle ourselves from these anchors? To begin, acknowledge attachment. See it for what it is, a product of the ego seeking security and validation. Next, change your perspective. Realize that your value is not tied to this attachment. Your essence, your core, is enough. This understanding does not happen overnight. It is a conscious practice, a conscious choice to prioritize your inner peace over external validation. Finally, embrace the concept of abundance. When you let go of the fear of loss, the universe has a way of rewarding you with more than what was let go. Detachment doesn't mean you care less. It means you understand better. It means staying true to who you are, letting love guide you instead of fear. The journey to divorce needs to change. It's about peeling back layers of skin to reveal a robust, expansive soul underneath. It moves forward easily, freed from the burdens of attachment, ready to receive new blessings with open arms and a steadfast heart. 3. Illusion of ego. Sometimes our ego makes us believe that we are not good enough, or that the other person's grass is greener, leading us into the trap of trying to emotionally validate others. This misconception often leads us to idolize people and put them on a pedestal, as if they are something unattainable. Yet when we are stripped to our core in life's critical moments, we realize that no one has a special ticket. We are all equally vulnerable, equally human. It is important to face this illusion, see it for what it is, and not let it distort our perception of ourselves or others. Let's talk about confidence and inner healing for a moment. It's good to remind yourself that you are amazing, special, and unique. It is a healthy practice to boost self-esteem and nurture your inner child. However, adopting this way of thinking does not mean seeing others as inferior or separating oneself from the collective human experience. Instead, it must be recognized that while we all have our own unique paths, no one path is inherently better than another. Our stories are intertwined threads in a larger tapestry of life, each as important as the next. Now off topic, especially in relationships. It's easy to fall into the trap of thinking out of fear of losing someone unique and irreplaceable. This thought pattern is a direct descendant of our ego, which whispers lies about scarcity and limitation. In fact, forcing emotional detachment is not about denial or indifference to feelings, but about accepting the abundance of the universe and our capacity for love. It recognizes that while someone may be special to us, our wholeness does not depend on their presence. This understanding frees us from fear-based attachment and allows us to love freely without clinging desperately. Finally, resonating with Stoic philosophy, the practice of seeing each individual, including oneself, through the lens of equality is invaluable. Everyone we meet, everyone we may lose, plays a part in our journey as we play in theirs. But no role is required. With this in mind, we cultivate a deep emotional strength that prepares us to face life's uncertainties with grace. The Stoics taught us the importance of focusing on what we can control: perceptions, actions, and will. By applying this to relationships and detachment, we find the path to true peace and flexibility, shake off the illusions created by our egos, and embrace the liberating truth of our common humanity. 4. Separation in practice. The thing is, you have to be willing to let go of past experiences, past relationships. It's like holding onto a rope so tightly that your hands start to hurt, but you are afraid to let go because you don't know what will happen. Let me tell you that letting go does not mean you will fall. Sometimes that means you can finally reach, and grab something even better. I had to learn this the hard way when I clung to a comfortable relationship because I felt safe, not realizing that I was closing the doors to potential happiness knocking on my door. Here's another truth bomb. Fear of missing out, or FOMO as we call it, is a trap. It's like watching everyone else's highlights on social media when you think you're missing out on life. But it's not real life. It's a curated, filtered snapshot designed to present the perfect moment. When I stopped scrolling through everyone else's stories and started living my story, FOMO lost its grip on me. Just because you don't know all the details of someone else's life doesn't mean you're missing out. It means being fully present in your life and creating memorable moments that belong to you and only you. Clinging to the wrong image of happiness can make it impossible to let go. You see others living their best lives and fear that you will fall behind, that you will never have what they have. But remember, the grass only seems greener from a distance. Up close you can see that it also has brown spots. Creating the illusion of perfection in someone else's life steals joy from yours. It's like running on a treadmill trying to reach a hologram. No matter how fast you go, you'll never get there because it's not real. Detachment does not mean giving up happiness. It's about defining it on your own terms. For emotional detachment, follow the Stoic principle. Focus on what is in your control, your thoughts, your actions, your growth. It's empowering to realize that no opinion, no past relationship, or even glitter filtered through social media can determine your worth or happiness. This understanding is your armor. It allows you to move forward without unnecessary attachments, to be free to experience life in all its unpredictable glory, and to be open to the real, fulfilling connections that are just around the corner. Remember that letting go is not the end. It's a bold step towards the life you truly deserve. 5. Road to happiness. Where does the real value come from? This is a question that, if answered, can lead us away from unnecessary attachments and into a state of emotional freedom. Understanding this concept is especially important when the challenge is to let go, a process deeply rooted in the principles of Stoicism. It's not about cutting ties with malice or indifference. It's about realizing that the deepest form of partnership you'll ever have is the one you have with yourself. True worth, it turns out, comes from within. Your character, your wisdom, and how you treat others. It's easy to think that happiness is locked in the presence of another in our lives, that our worth rises by accepting them or falls by neglecting them. However, this way of thinking shackles us, reducing our enormous potential to the whims of another. Instead, imagine realizing that the sky has always been open, waiting for you to spread your wings on your own terms. This confidence is liberating and teaches us that our value does not change with the opinions or presence of others. Detachment is not pushing someone away, but getting closer to your own nature. By focusing on personal growth and becoming the best versions of ourselves, we free ourselves from neediness. It's like tending a garden. You wouldn't ask any flower to grow. You tend the soil, water the plants, and trust the natural process. By focusing on self-improvement, we grow a garden that thrives no matter who chooses to walk through it or admire its beauty. This caring becomes an independent, sustainable, and deeply satisfying source of happiness. So how do we walk this path of emotional detachment? It starts with realizing that you are perfect with or without someone's validation. Your journey is about finding your space in the sky, loving the freedom that comes with flying solo if necessary. Embrace the wisdom of Stoicism. Focus on what is in your control, your thoughts, your actions, your growth. This philosophy invites us to accept our own responses to life's challenges, giving us the opportunity to develop resilience and inner strength. By turning our attention inward, we learn to ride the waves of emotion without being swept away by external circumstances. It is important to note that embracing Stoic principles does not mean closing your heart or eyes to love and relationship. Instead, it encourages us to anchor our emotional well-being to the solid foundation of our being. This anchor allows us to fully participate in meaningful relationships while maintaining a sense of inner peace and autonomy. Remember that your self-esteem is not a puzzle where someone else's piece is missing. It is a masterpiece in the making. Every experience, every challenge, and every victory adds a unique fabric to your life. Stoicism teaches us to value this journey of growth and self-discovery, and to value our inherent worth regardless of external validation. As you continue on your path, be open to the beauty and lessons around you. Every interaction, every failure, and every moment of joy is an opportunity to learn and grow. Stoicism invites us to embrace the unpredictability of life with grace and courage, knowing that true fulfillment comes from within. In conclusion, by applying Stoic principles to develop emotional detachment, you open the way to a more flexible, authentic, and fulfilling existence. You are not defined by your affections or circumstances, but by the strength of character and honesty with which you face them. May this journey to emotional freedom continue in your life and empower you to live with clarity, purpose, and deep inner peace.